Hi everyone, welcome to Being Youthful. I am Kim Beegler and I'm sitting here at the Ewethful Wool Mill in Halsey, Oregon. And I have got Wish on my lap. Somebody requested more Wish, so here she is. Oh, hi! All 12.3 pounds of her. Actually, I haven't weighed her, so she may be less, but her diet is working. We're just about there. Anyway, welcome. If you are coming back, you know who Wish is, and you're thrilled to see her, I'm sure. And if you are returning, welcome. I will talk a lot about wool and a little bit about cotton, because I got to throw some cotton in, knitting, all the things. So welcome, welcome. Okay, in this episode, don't forget there's chapters, especially if you're in Fiber Club and you don't want a spoiler chapter. Skip. I'll tell you when to skip. But there are chapters, so if I'm boring you, skip ahead. Get to what you want to hear. In this episode, I have got, well, we're going to talk about double points versus magic loop real quick. Circle back, because that was a pretty funny, wonderful conversation that happened in the comments and even in my emails and stuff. Fiber Club, I'm going to talk about Fiber Club for this month and for last month. Just to show what some people did with their Fiber Club, which was pretty fun, and shows off, like, if you are a hand spinner or you're thinking about being a hand spinner, the creativity is like off the charts, more than you can even imagine. So, and then I've got some cotton to show you all, which will be fun and different. And I've got some videos from inside the mill. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Onward to knitting and the such. So works in progress. First off, the double point needle situation was wonderful. The comments, I love how passionate we all are as knitters about the tools that we use. First off, I'm going to show you, I've gotten through the thumb here, let me see. So this time first one, just to recap, I did the ribbing continental, so left-handed, which I shouldn't have done in hindsight because it is a little bit looser for me, and I like it when the cuff really, you can really see that it's smaller. And then I did that on a 4, which I'm actually happy with the 4, super happy with the 4, but I should have switched to a size 6 needle for the body of the glove, and I did a 5. So anyway, it's a little bit tighter, and I did magic loop on it, or I was using magic loops. So I decided to do what you shouldn't do, right? And completely switch it up. This is why we should all be writing such good notes for ourselves, especially if you knit with both hands as your lead. It can get a little hairy, especially if you put a project down and then go to pick it up later and you're like, was I knitting left or right-handed? Okay, so second, I did the ribbing with my right hand, so it's a little bit tighter, which you can see it really is significantly different. That's just my own, same needle size, just right-handed versus left-handed. I knit with my left hand, magic loop on the other one. This one I am doing left hand double points. And the fabric is looser, you all. I don't think you're going to be able to tell if I put them side by side. I don't know, maybe you actually can. Anyway, I am thrilled with this. I'm not going to knit a third glove to size this. Okay, it's a great example for people coming into the shop. This is Sestari yarn. We carry it. It's in the online shop too. It's a great example. We all agreed it's next to Skin Soft, and I haven't soaked it yet. I mean, it's going to be it's not a merino. How's that? But I'm going to use it for not only an example, but for like doing farm chores and things like that, walking the dog. So a tighter fabric is fine. Okay, so I wanted to show you the difference. This is the world's simplest mittens pattern by Tin Can Knits. Great pattern, easy. Somebody commented that they think that the stuff tends to run a little bit bigger with this pattern. So using a smaller needle size may be an option for you. So there's input on the pattern itself, but it's a great pattern. Use the app, recommend it, because I didn't and I should have. Okay, you all, your comments. Double point needles for the win. If there was a competition, which there wasn't, and nobody's right or wrong, because as somebody pointed out, I think it's Pat said, just do whatever works for you. And I 100% agree with that. I'm teaching a new round of hand spinners online, and I say that like rules, like throw the rules out the window. Just if it's working for you and just do it that way, right? Whatever brings you joy and works, that's how you do it. More people by far of my viewers use double point needles. Lots of people have tried magic loop and then gone back to double points. There are a fair amount of you that are diehard magic loopers. So super funny. I think one person said they use a 40 cable because the shorter cables are just too short for them. So anyway, magic loop. And the other thing is, we had a couple people say, and I know my friend Sandy, she knits all her she does 2 at a time, 2 circular needles, not magic loop, 2 circular needles, 2 at a time, because you can do that with magic loop also, right? That's the downfall of double points. You can't do 2 at a time. I mean, you could do, like do your cuff and then have a second set of double point needles, do your cuff and go back and forth that way. That's an option. That's your 2 at a time on double points. But I am happy to be back at double points. My friend Wendy was messaging me this morning about how she's got like the little flippets. I think they're called flippets that have, and I haven't tried them. I had them here in the shop. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll get back to you because I'm going to see if I can grab some up and have them in the shop, and maybe I'll talk about them next time. But she was loving the certain length she was using right now. So I'll get back to you. Thank you all so much for your comments. I loved it. And I wanted to mention that Kimberly mentioned, if anybody, and I have not watched her, so I went and looked her up and was already like, oh, some great tips on YouTube. And I believe she's on Instagram too, Knitting PT. That's her channel name. And as it sounds like, she's a physical therapist that knits and crafts and does all that stuff. So she's got lots of great tips for ergonomics. So look her up, Knitting PT. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my faucet. We're just cranking along on the body on that. I actually have made some good progress between mill day and just life. So that's good. Next thing. Oh, I wanted to show you a finished hand spun, because this counts as a finished object. It's not actually finished because there's a whole nother batch to spin and skein, but this is my latest finished hand spun. And I'm really thrilled with how this turned out. Hopefully you can see the colors. Of course, it got like dark just as I started to film. But I'm going to take a picture and show you. I don't think I've showed you before. I did this off of two different fibers. So one of them is like a merino yak silk, I would say, that I got from Greenwood. And it was like I got it during the summer. So I must have been in a different place, but it was over dyed gray, and it was like pinks and yellows and grays. And I started to spin it and I was like, wow, I am not loving this at all. I'm very specific about the over dye colors that I like. So anyway, that's my own weird thing. So I started spinning it. First I started spinning it long draw. No. It was too fluffy. So then I started spinning it short forward, much better. Then this last festival, I got some and I showed it in here. So just some pink variegated, or some tonal, I should say, some pink tonal merino that is from a local farm in Oregon. And I was like, I'm going to apply those together. So I will insert a picture here so you could see. Gosh, I hope I have a picture. I'm thinking, I don't even think I have any anyway. Maybe I'll at least show you the fiber side by side so you can see. But here's my first finished skein. So it really, I love, it almost looks a little Christmassy. It's a little Christmassy. So there's little pops of gold, basically the yellow kind of turned, and anyway, I'm really happy with it. And I'm gonna say it's a pretty solid fingering weight. I haven't soaked it yet, but given the fibers in it, it's probably not gonna bloom a whole lot. So there you go. Mix it up, I say, mix it up. I wanted to show you some cotton because I got a really exciting, I sent an email out, a newsletter this week that was like, fiber in the mail is the best. And then that very day, my friend emailed and was like, it is the best. And I was like, yes, I got some in the mail today too. So I'm going to show you some cotton that I got in the mail because I've gone a little crazy, and I'm going to ask for your help too because I need some pattern ideas. So one thing I got, I actually just ordered this from Woolery. This is cotton top. This is I was specifically ordering this because in the description, it talks about how Joan Ruin helped design this cotton sliver so that it is easier to spin. And oh my, it is easier to spin. I sat down, I hadn't spun any cotton for like 2 weeks and I started to panic. So I sat down with this the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I could spin cotton for a lifetime, which is very weird coming out of my mouth, I know. So this is just cotton sliver. They do put a note in it, which is really it is for sure a big thing with cotton, but I try to tell everybody with my fibers too, like there is an end that is going to spin better. And my new spinners, I tell them this and just like drill it into your head. Every time I sit down with a new fiber that's been processed, I will try both ends just to see which one is going to spin better. But with cotton, it is super obvious because you'll get little like bump, 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 because you're spinning this long draw. So you're not controlling the fiber. You really need the sliver to do a lot of that work. This is beautiful. So it's just Pima. So it's Pima cotton. There you go. So I have 8 ounces of that. Okay. So then I forgot, the person was on vacation, so I forgot, but I got this in the mail. So this is from Fox Fiber in California. Oops, sorry you all. So I'm just gonna run through really quickly. So here is some cotton, natural colored, organically grown cotton from Fox Fiber. I'll put a link in the show notes. How gorgeous is that? And she calls this is the burnt sienna. So this is ginned cotton lint. So it's been processed to some extent. It'll need to be turned into punis. So I'll hand card this into punis and come up with a really beautiful. And I think I can't remember how much I got it at. So that is one of the products that I got from her. Here is the other ginned cotton. So here's this. This is actually the green. And I can't remember what it is that you can add. I have it in my notes at home to change this so that it will actually turn more green. I'm not going to say it's hydrogen peroxide, but anyway, somebody can comment also, or I'll put it here in the notes if I can figure it out and I remember to do it. So again, this is ginned cotton. So it would be, I would turn it into punis and then spin it from there. And that is a natural colored green. I also got, so this is Sliver. I think this is the Coyote card. So this is the natural color of this. More Sliver. I haven't tried to spin this yet, but it is really gorgeous. I'm excited about that. And I got one more little batch of cotton in here. Ooh, you guys are gonna love this. And this is I think this is the green. That might have been the green. I can't remember, you guys, sorry. But this must be the Coyote. And the other one I just showed you was green. I didn't realize I had gotten Sliver in green, so yay for me. And the green pops more when you do this thing to it that I now forget. So I will follow up with you on that, or somebody can comment. How gorgeous is that? So I have got some cotton to spin, and I'm gonna ask for your help because I decided let me do, I think I'll start with a tank top because it's small. And so if anybody has any great tank tops that would be good for cotton, which is like any tank top really, let me know. Put it in the comments because I would love to see, and I'm sure other people will appreciate it too. So let me know some great, if you've done any good tank tops that you love, let me know the patterns. I would love to know. I did get one other thing. Is it just getting darker and darker in here or what? Okay. I got one spinning yarn. I had to because it is, so this is 100% merino off of her farm, natural colored. It's not inexpensive. I will tell you that. She's actually charging what should be charged for this. And I say that because lots of small producers, small mills we're not charging probably what we should be charging, but she is. So I say kudos to that. And this is 100 yards of merino, natural colored. Really, really good. And apparently she has some of the best merino wool, and they are out grazing on the pastures and on the field. So, okay. I'll put the link in the show notes to her stuff in case that is inspiring. The Woolery fiber as well, you can get it on Woolery, but I would look specifically, if you're looking for that, in the description it'll talk about Joan Ruan helping to come up with an easy to spin sliver. So, okay, there's our cotton talk. Thank you for the pattern ideas in advance. Okay, what's happening at the mill? So before I forget, the mill is open, Small Business Saturday, 10 to 3. There will be some new items. I just got some new yarn in. I'm doing some restocks. There's some basket making kits coming in, just little fun things that are coming. So I will try to get them up in the online shop as soon as I can, but if you're coming in person, hurrah! And there will be snacks and holiday cheer. How's that? Small Business Saturday. And if you are not coming, support me online. That is wonderful. Support all small businesses online all the time this holiday season, please. We all do a happy dance when that little dollar sign comes through and it's like cha-ching on our phones, and it brings joy. I promise you, it's bringing joy. Much more joy than you are going to find when you order something online from Target. Not that I don't love Target, but it's different, right? So when you can, and if you can, please support small business this holiday season. And all the time, for that matter. Okay, other things that are happening at the mill. Spoiler for Fiber Club. Actually, let's start with this. Let's start with last month's, because I want to show you, last month's was that beautiful variegated fiber. It is all gone. It disappeared very quickly. I did a second batch, gone. It was Horn Dorset. It was a variegated between like greens and blues, and then this beautiful like purpley pink color. Fiber Clubbers had such an amazing time with it, and I thought it was so fun. I wanted to share it all with you because I have 4 different pictures of how 4 of the club members spun it into yarn, all different. And I just thought it's such a good explanation, or just sort of showcasing how when you start to spin your own yarn, it's not just the act of spinning the yarn. There is so much creative freedom in it to make whatever the heck you want to make with that fiber. So here, I'm going to show a picture of the fiber, and then I'm going to walk through 4 different fibers. So one of them was, and I think one skein, and I'll just start here. One skein showed if you just spun it, and I think she just spun it and then plied it together. So without any extra thought, one of these skeins here is plied on itself, right? Without any division of the fiber. Well, there was some division, but you can see she did 2 separate colors. So she kind of divided out 2 of the colors, and then the 3rd skein is a little bit more of a blend. I love that. So much room to play. So let's look at our second one. And the second one is chain plied. So this is Vanessa's. She ran through and she spun it all up, and then she chain plied it to keep those color blocks together, which is the joy of chain plying. Is it's an easy way to keep all your colors as they transition together in chunks. Absolutely stunning. Vanessa's only been spinning. She started spinning earlier this year. So she's doing an amazing job, and all of us were like over the moon with what she did. Okay, next is Trish. And Trish spun hers. I think she just went through the fiber, let the transitions happen, and left it as singles. And this is like my downfall. I've talked about this before, and I'm gonna get better at it. This is my downfall in hand spinning, is I am so bad about leaving things in singles. So I did buy some wool top specifically to leave in singles, but Trish did that here. I absolutely love it. And I was so excited that she left some of it in singles. I think she got 2 or 3 batches of this fiber, so I'm not sure what the rest of it is, but this is what is finished. And I love that everybody is doing something so different. It's so fun. And then finally we have Sandy's, and Sandy spun hers out, just let it flow, and then plied it with a light natural gray color. And she said she plied it with something that was on purpose a little bit drapier than Horn Dorset. Horn Dorset is pretty bouncy, so it bounces back. So she plied it with a natural gray that was a Romney blend, and that will give a little bit extra drape to that fiber. And then I have a picture of what she's knitting with it. She actually finished it. I don't have a picture of that, but You can see how she then kind of divided out the colors and put the purpley color at the very bottom of this little scarf that she is knitting. So there's 4 different ways, the same fiber, 4 different ways that hand spinners spun it. How amazing is that? And, you know, I had other people emailing saying, oh my gosh, I never would have even thought to do it that way. It's so fun. So anyway, it's one of the joys of Fiber Club is getting to see what other people are doing. And then when we go on the Zooms, we get to like hold it up and show each other and ooh and ah, among other things that we talk about and share. So I wanted to share that with all of you, and Fiber Clubbers, keep sending them to me because I love seeing what you do with it. I mean, I love seeing it as yarn, right? It's fun just to see what everybody does with it as yarn and tries to, like Sandy, extended the life of that fiber by applying it with something else. She got a lot more yarn out of it. So just always things to keep us thinking about what we can do as hand spinners, or to entice those of you that are not hand spinners into the world of hand spinning. So thank you everybody that shared, and I'm so excited. I love it. I think I have 1 spot left in Fiber Club. I mentioned it in last episode that it was filling up quickly. I sent out a newsletter saying I just have a few spots left, and those are just about done. So I think 1 more and I'll probably have a wait list for Fiber Club because I want to love it. And I want to make sure I can source enough wool each month for all of you. So anyway, super fun. Thank you. And I'm excited for all of you that have just joined. Okay, here we are at the spoilers. So if you are in Fiber Club and you have not gotten your fiber and you want to be surprised, skip to the videos. Yes, there will be, I'll put in the chapters that this is like for Fiber Club, so you don't have to see it at all if you want to skip and watch some of the videos, but not all the videos. So, spoiler alert. What I have found is most of you just spoiler alert it out. You just watch it anyway. But, okay, I wanted to show you the fiber. So this is the fiber from this Fiber Club, and I have some videos of me milling this up, picking it, and then carding it through. This is, and let's see if I can get, this one's slightly felted, which is why I probably pulled it aside. Not really, but okay. See how nice and beautiful and long that is? So this is a fin cross. This is from Oak Knoll Farm. I processed out for Fiber Club. We had their North Country Cheviot, I think early in the summer, and I had gotten 2 fleeces of these. These are her fin crosses. They're like Finn, Romney, all the kitchen sink, lots of kitchen sink things. But look at that lovely length. That is a fin in there. So I had 2 fleeces, a black one, or basically a really dark brown one, and a white one. And back in the day when I bought those, that was plenty for Fiber Club because they were pretty hefty fleeces. But since we've had that influx, I didn't have quite enough and I still wanted to use it. So I blended it with mohair. And holy cow. Somebody was in here in Fiber Club on mill day and she started spinning it and she was like, holy cow. I don't have any left, sadly. I had just enough to get through Fiber Club. So all you Fiber Clubbers, I hope you love it and do beautiful things with it because of and I have videos to show you. I pick it and then I card it through and you can see it. Because of the mohair, it really wants to spin thin because that mohair is extra slick. So it's going to help everything slide while you're spinning it. And it's going to be beautiful. And I mentioned in the write-up about it that because the fiber is so long, be careful about where those fingers are, which when you're doing any fiber, right? It's why it's nice to know the staple length, or at least to play it out, because look at that. That is a sucker when you stretch it out. I think I stretched a little bit, but still, it's very long. So you want to have your hands a little bit farther apart because otherwise, if you're pinching on those fibers, like if you're trying to spin some roving, and your hands are here and here and you're spinning short forward, guess what's happening? You're like literally still pinching onto the end of that fiber, making it very hard for it to slide through your hands onto the wheel. So always important to remember staple length, or to check your staple length when you start a new fiber. Okay, there's your spoiler. So I think that's all I've got to talk about. How has it been a half an hour? I do not know how this happens, but let's go ahead and skip to, the videos are very quick, so we won't be here long. I may do a little quick video of me hand spinning some cotton. We'll see how the rest of my day goes. But I have got a really weird egg that I just did quick clip of this egg that was just sitting there for me the other morning out in the barn. I have mill videos of me picking and carding out Fiber Club, and then I have just a quick mill video that I did wandering around showing you what's going on back there right now and what is coming up shortly next on the carder. So without further ado, let's go to some videos, and I will be back in a minute to say goodbye. Have fun. Okay, Fiber Club for November. We have got some beautiful mohair that is going in here. And here is our club fiber, which I'm sure I will show you in the video. 2 fin cross fleeces that we are going to pick out. This is the very last of what we are picking here. So I thought I would bring you along for the journey. And so I'll just lay it out. I've already got it weighed out. It's about 15% mohair, and some of it, a little bit of it will get lost along the way because the mohair will drop a little bit more out of the carder, especially if there's any more hair-like stuff that's a little bit heavier. But what I like about this combination is this is a pretty woolly wool, so it's going to hold on to the mohair pretty well. And the mohair has a nice length on it, which this fiber did as well. So those are 2 of a good match. I'm gonna go ahead and start this up, take that off, so that sound doesn't drive us crazy, but I'll just load, some amount. I put the mohair underneath just so it's less likely to get, the wool is between the mohair and the teeth of the picker. So just in case the mohair wants to get caught up, I kind of load it up like this so that as it goes in, the teeth of the picker are catching up more on the wool than they are the mohair, which also means that I open up the mohair a little bit more before it goes in to ensure that it's kind of picked out pretty well. And then I just load. And this wool's picking out really well. It is almost 70% humidity here in the building, so I'm not even conditioning this fiber before I throw it onto the carder because it's humid enough. It doesn't really need, I'm not getting a lot of static building up with all the humidity that's in the building, which is why I generally condition, especially during the summer when it gets really dry in here. So it's a step I get to skip here in the Pacific Northwest a lot of times during fall and winter and spring. Joy, joy. We hit, if we get a cold snap, a cold windy snap, then I might have to do some conditioning. But okay, I'm gonna finish this out and let you all see what it looks like at the end. Okay, so here we are. You can see it just flying out off of the picker. There's our pile, and I'll open it up here in just a sec and let you see. Okay, so we're gonna open this up so you can see how nice and fluffy and opened up this is prior to picking. And it's kind of in layers with the different colors and with the mohair. So I'll pull it out. I won't just like pull off the top. I'll kind of pull from each side just to blend everything up a little bit more. And then we will head straight to the carder because I do not need to condition this, which is exciting. Let me see how pretty it is. A little cascading waterfall. Okay, everyone, we are here at the carder with Fiber Club. And like I said, this is the last batch of Fiber Club. This is the last batch for Fiber Club, and I don't believe there's going to be any extra. Fiber Club has grown at a bit of a rate, and when I bought this wool, it wasn't quite as big. So I'm always trying to gauge when I go to source wool for Fiber Club, how many people are in the club with a little extra, because I like to be able for my members to buy more. And also, hopefully, maybe there's enough for anybody not in the club to buy more. But lately, it hasn't been working out so well that way. So it is what it is. But this time, we just eked out enough for everybody in Fiber Club. So this is going on. I can, in case you were wondering, I can card roughly 5 pounds an hour. So I just did 1.5 pounds or so. So it's going to take me, 15 minutes at the most. I could card more or less depending on how much I'm feeding into the machine, obviously, at a time. I kind of have a base level that I like to feed stuff in at. I'll turn this so you can kind of, maybe you can watch the machine instead of just watching me talk. Anyway, I kind of have a base level that I like to run the fiber at, because I know how, it's where I'm at. And it changes with different fibers, of course. But a lot of people speak highly of the roving that I produce and how nice and easy it is to spin. And I like to think it's because of all the extra time I take, and because I'm not just powering through just to produce a certain amount. I'm trying to get a certain quality, and that is important to me. And it's one of the reasons that I didn't do so well at custom processing, because when you're custom processing, you kind of have to hustle through fiber, right? Because you have clients that are waiting, and it's how you pay your bills. I pay my bills in a different way now. Which also includes some hustle, but a different kind of a hustle. So anyway, I just wasn't great at custom processing because I didn't think, I put out a wonderful product, but it was at a slower pace. So, okay, let's walk over and let's see her coming off. And it is gonna change, obviously, a bit throughout, because I'm not being specific about how much gray or white or anything like that. But here she comes. I have not even had a chance to spin any of it, but some of my members were here at Mill Day, and I heard that it was spinning stupendously. And because of the mohair, that little bit of mohair is going to change the fiber and really make it want to spin into a finer yarn. And because the staple length of this fiber is so long, I mean, it could be longer, but it's got some nice length to it, it's not going to require a lot of twist. If you have questions about that, comment below, because I'm always happy to answer as best I can hand spinning questions. And there's lots of other hand spinners that can comment as well to answer. So, okay, onward, you all. All right, you all. So I thought I'd bring you back here just to see what is going on. I actually do have a fleece for sale too, so I'll show you that while I'm back here. But this is all washed wool that's sitting here ready for me to do something with, including this. And I can't show it to you because it's going to make its way into Fiber Club, some of it. And in the drying rack, so keep an eye out, because this is what's in the drying rack. And next up through the machines, Shetland. So we have got, that is some of Johnny Rose's, his yearling fleece. And then we have got a couple, there might be a little bit of Johnny Rose in here, and a lot of those two. You can see little brown spots in there too. This is Andy, my wether, who's a little bit older but puts out a stunning fleece every year. And then up top here, we have got Roland. Roland is another wether. He's got some gray throughout. All of them end up, generally speaking, being next to skin. So that's what's on the drying rack. So stay tuned. Get on the email list if you're looking for some beautiful Shetland. And here I've got my washer going. And this is going to be Fiber Club for December. I can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you it will not show up in this color. So there's a preview, and let me go over and I will take you over. This is kind of my clean stuff area. And then when you get over, got the drying rack here, and then when you get over here, you can see everything's in bins. That's how I keep bugs out from potentially getting into them. And then also, if for some reason something got bugs in it, it keeps the bugs in, right? So I haven't had that issue. But I'm pretty careful about it. So let's go over. The carter's ready. I just cleaned out the picker, and because I was doing mohair, I had to turn on my system that blows air, so I could blow a lot of air through the picker to get out. Basically, I end up running about 3 batches of blowing to get all of the little mohair bits out, and I'm trying to see where this fleece is. Just a sec. Okay, found. So this is, so for any of you who have been watching, a couple months ago we had Hawaii's fleece from Silver Creek Landscapes, and that one got sold to Holly, I believe, got that. That was Hawaii's show fleece. So this is the next fleece that Hawaii put out. It was not covered. So you can see there's a little bit of sun on the tips, which is normal but let me pull a little bit out so you can see. You can get a good idea as I'm pulling it here. This fleece is for sale. So this is Hawaii's non-show fleece that just came off of her about a month ago. It is 6.75 pounds. It is beautiful. You know, it could use, Maria skirted it pretty heavy, but I always like to lay them out anyway, let any other debris fall. You can see, like, there's one piece. Anyway, but it's pretty ready to go. The gunk should be removed from it for the most part, and that's it. You can see, woof. So I believe is $95 for this fleece. Feel free to send me an email if you're interested in it, and I can get it out to you. So there's Hawaii's fleece, which I'm glad I came back here so I could remember to show you. And I can send more pictures or whatever, but this is probably the best place for you to get a good idea. And I think the light is showing up pretty well. It's showing it off quite well, I think, the colors that are in there. She's a beautiful, beautiful fleece. There's going to be some spots that are a little darker, some spots a little lighter, and then it does have those tips that are a little sun-kissed, but it's in gorgeous shape. So, okay, that's what's going on back here at the mill. Okay, spinning a cotton puni. So the puni is going to not be as smooth as if I was spinning top. One more for you. Pushing my luck as it is. Okay, so that is with a puni. I thought this was kind of fun. I'm in here feeding the pigs, and this is sitting here to 1 or 2 chickens perch here at night, and this is sitting here this morning. So this is an egg that does not have a shell on it, and we have one hen who lays like that always, and then occasionally you'll get other hens. We have a lot of hens, so sometimes it is just genetic that they just don't produce good eggs, and sometimes it can indicate other things going on, but you can really see that, and it's just kind of squishy. It's like the inner membrane of the egg. Like when you can't peel that egg really well, especially on farm fresh eggs, that's what that is. So this obviously will not be eaten. This will go into a pile, or maybe the pigs will eat it. Okay, that's all. Just thought it was a fun thing to share. You can see from that. Thought we'd do a quick visit with June because she is on the mends. She's been having all sorts of issues with her Cushing's and diabetes, and with the seasonal issues that she can have. And so we've been doing some things different, and she is doing much better. I'm going to go around the other end and we'll let you see all the chickens at the post-breakfast snack. We'll go see her on an angle that you can see her, but she is standing normal again. Huh, Junebug? She's standing normal, and I was able to pick her feet out today, which is great because when she is having issues, she doesn't want to, she's trying to keep weight off of her legs, so she doesn't want me to pick them because that would mean having to bear more weight on the legs that are hurting. So we're doing good. Chickens are everywhere. I'm very excited today that I was able to get all the feet picked. Huh, June? She's like, whatever. There's the sheepies. They're waiting for some more boys inside. Everybody else is back out to eat after morning stuff. So there we go. Just a quick visit to the farm to check in on June. That's Roland. He's waiting for minerals. You gonna come up and say hi? No. Hoping maybe we can get this guy to do a roo for us. This is our new little mini rooster. He only does it off camera, apparently. Oh well, worth a try. Since we're on a tour, we might as well see the pigs. You can see Frankie's already gone to bed post-breakfast, living the dream. Johnny's making sure there's nothing left on the ground. Huh, Johnny? What you doing? He's like, eh. See if I can see him on this side. He just wants scritches. So anyway, I guess it's nap time for these two. That's all he wants. He's gonna rub on that metal bar for a bit. Basically, that's why that's there. Get his scritches in. All right, nap time. See you all in a minute. That's what he's rubbing on, by the way. Yeah, they got tough skin. Okay, that egg is super weird, right? We have one chicken who kind of consistently lays eggs like that. Generally what happens is she's so dedicated, and she makes such a mess because she lays in the boxes with the other chickens. And what happens is then another chicken comes in and says, I'm gonna lay an egg here. That one, the membrane, sometimes that membrane, like the egg I showed here, that membrane was thick. Like I picked it up and moved it and it all stayed together, but that is not always the case for this one hen. And sometimes other hens will randomly pop one of those out. For the one that does it all the time, I figure it's probably just genetic. She's always done it. Man, she tries. And if she does get an egg with the shell on it, the shell is very, very thin. Like a lot of times you could pick it up and you just break it. She's so dedicated and she tries so hard. Even this morning, she was in the box. Everybody else is kind of finished out and she's like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm like, oh, you sweet little hen. So anyway, I thought it was fun to show, and it's a full egg in there. It's a full egg in there. It's just, and I did not eat it because it doesn't have that protective coating that I like to see called the shell. So anyway, and a lot of times what happens is the chickens tend to eat it. If it breaks, they will eat whatever is sitting there. The pigs will eat it. Why not, right? Anyway, okay, you all, I think that's all I've got for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, be kind to your neighbors, you all. Stay healthy out there for sure, and make so many pretty things to bring you and all the people around you joy until I see you next. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what I'm doing and comment below because I love it. Okay, see you soon.